Hey guys, Susie here from Bellalina Boutique for Stitches and Stuffing Fun Friday. Can you believe this little gathering of ordinary items went from this to this? Cloth bunny puppets 2 ways. Oh, the giggles and imaginative playtime the littles are going to have. And just in time for Easter. Let's get busy and I'll show you how easy it is. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. We're going to be making a fun craft today. Let me show you what we got. We're not going to be using this one because I've already done one, but I want to show you what I used. This is just a washcloth. And so here's what I came up with. But I'm going to use this as a template. I've already used it for a template. But I got this little bunny that I made. We're going to make one today out of something different. But I already made this one. I wanted to show it to you. This is so cute. This is going to be going to my little great-granddaughter, Cece. She's getting dedicated to the Lord on Sunday. And so I wanted to make something cute and special for her. I thought either her Easter basket, I think I might just give it to her Sunday. So I have this little container in here, little clear container. All I did was I cut off the top of it and I put little Miss Bunny on top here. Isn't she cute? Stitched her eyes, nose, and mouth. And I'm going to show you how to make one in a different fabric that I got from the Dollar Tree. And they had a plethora of colors and like a velvet, stretchy, faux velvet kind of stuff. I really like it. Anyway, we're going to take this little bunny off because I want to show you what I did inside. I took this little plastic half and half container and I just cut it, and it was kind of sharp on the edge, and so I went around it with parchment paper and an iron, and I went around it to try to smooth it, and it still wasn't smooth enough. Not for my liking, not for my little CC pants. So if I give her this and she gets cut, I will never forgive myself. So I put some tape around it. Anyway, look at this though. How cute will this be when I stick my hand and put my finger up in the neck and I become Mr. Rogers and I say, "Hi, Cece." She's gonna love it. She's gonna love this little bunny, is she not? Anyway, and I put a little crown on her. The crown is pinned, and so if they want to take that off, they can. But I think she's darling, and she fits right over top of this. And I'm going to put some, of course, I'm going to put some treats in there. I'm going to put candy or crackers or pretzels or something yummy in there is going in there. That's all I'm telling you right now. So we're just going to put little Miss Bunny over here. So what I did was I took this. Let me show you the plethora of colors we have from the Dollar Tree. We have this pretty purple. We have this dark green. I bought a bunch of these because they had a bunch of the white ones. It's velvet. Now, you can make something like this with it in a white velvet, or you can use this to line your projects. A lot of times, like you're doing a nice box or something like that, you can line your projects with something like this, or on the bottom, you don't want it to scrape your countertop or whatever. If it's ceramic or anything like that, just put a little scooter, I call it, like a little scooter underneath it. So all I did was I took, it was bigger before I cut it. I took this, I laid it out on my table. I laid this down on it. I didn't even trace. I just took my little scissors and I went and I cut a piece yay big, this big. Okay, that's all I did thus far. All right, so this was square. It was square. Let me show you what I did. Okay, so pretend this is the yellow one. Okay, you would cut this off. You would cut the tag. You don't want tags. What you would do is you would bring one side like this, okay, and the other side ever so slightly overlapping it, well, like this. Okay, so you got that going on. See, just like that. Then you're going to take one end, and I've got these little, I keep rubber bands because I got girly girls and I make all kinds of hair bows and things for them. So I keep these little rubber bands on one of these little C-ring things in my stash. And what you're going to do is you're going to gather up, go to the middle right here, and you're going to gather up an ear. Just gather up an ear like this. And if you have those other rubber bands, you know the ones I mean, the rubber bands that are real stretchy, those big ones, you can use those too. Yes, you can. But, oh shoot, I'm trying to rush, so this is not working. Take two. So anyway, you gather up one end here and you put a rubber band on it. Now, I want to stitch mine. I do not want my little darling choking on some rubber band or something like that. If she could get it off, which she might not. But anyway, it goes like this. And then you're going to take your needle and thread and you're going to put it through the back side and in through the front side and wrap it around. I'm going to do one for you. I did one, and you're going to do this. Once you're done with this one, you're going to take this rubber band off and you're going to do the other side. Okay, let me show you what I did thus far, because I wanted to get some of it done, because this time goes so fast and it gets away from me. It does. And I want to get as much as I can done. Here's the one that I did earlier. Now see this little bunny ear? How cute is that, right? Now this one I did a little different. I didn't fold it first. I didn't fold the bunny ears first. I actually sewed up the back of this, so it was made a little bit different. But anyway, I'm going to take the one rubber band and I'm going to pinch it just like this. Real cute, like. Put the rubber band around it, and about 3 times I think it went around. 1, 2. This stuff is a little bit less thick. So it's going to look like this. Only I'm going to stitch it right underneath the rubber band. So you can kind of see it'll be a little bit lower, just like this one is. Okay, so this is where I keep all of my darning needles, the ones that have, you know, the eye of the needle is like as big as, you can get a camel through it. So I got to decide which one I want. I think I want this one. I just keep them in a little piece of cardstock like this, and that way they're not poking, because they're big. These darning needles are big. They're huge. Let's see, do I want that one? I'll try another one, because I like them to go through easy, and this might be one that'll go through easy. I'm using some dental floss. Now, let me tell you why I'm using dental floss as opposed to string or thread. Sorry. Have you ever tried to break a piece of dental floss? It's really hard. You're not going to break it. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to get this through the eye of the needle. It's really simple to get it through if you're not blind like me. Hi, Jackie. And you need to have a rather thick knot, because you're going to use this for tension around that ear. So you're going to go around and you're going to make about 5, 6 knots. Okay, we got 3 here, 4. You want it fat. You want your knot nice and fat. I could have done some of this on a machine. I just, you know, I didn't feel like dragging my machine for a few stitches. I can do this. All right. So what you do, this is the front. The opening is the back. Okay, so you want to start in the back where you're not going to see as much. And you're going to poke that right through. I use this forgivable, what do you call this, healing cutting mat here. And I just push it down through. And because I have dexterity issues because of carpal tunnel in my hand, I use a little needle-nosed plier. This is my jewelry needle-nosed plier. And pull it through. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go right back through. Make sure that it went through. You're going to go right back through. Just pick a spot about 1/8 of an inch away from that one. It's going to go right back through. And here's the thing. You just want to make sure it doesn't go through the rubber band. You don't want it going through your rubber band, because you want to be able to get that rubber band off. That's all. So I did that once. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to go through the back into the front like this, and push it, push it, push it. Now this is a lot thinner than that washcloth. I like using the dental floss because it's nice and strong. I doubled it. Okay, and now your bunny's going to be minty fresh too, so just so you know. So what you're going to do, once you get that on there, 2 stitches in, you're going to wrap it once. Now, how long was this? I don't know, 2 feet maybe? I don't know, something like that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go 4 times around. Why? Because I can. And so I'm just going to push it through again, through the back. Don't hit that. Don't want to hit that rubber band. And right on back through. And at this point, you can pretty much take that rubber band off. See, my hand, it don't want to work for me. I've killed it. I pretty near killed this hand. Anyway, take the rubber band off like that. See, now you got 2 bunny ears. How cute is that, right? All right, so now I could just tie it off. I'm gonna make a knot here. I might tie it off. Let me see what I got back here going on. I gotta make a head here, back here, back here. What I could do is just use what I got of this and just start sewing this together in a whip stitch form. You know what a whip stitch is? You know, when you whip something, when you're cooking, you whip it. You whip it good. You knew I was going to have to say that. Anyway, you whip it, and then the same thing occurs when you're whip stitching. You're in and you're out, and you're going just like you're whipping. So the same thing applies when you're stitching. This is called a whip stitch because of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this ever so slightly, and this ever so slightly, and I'm going to just start. I'm going to come on down here. You're not going to see this thread at all. Well, there we go. We're just going to get rid of this, the opening. Now, you could leave it open if you wanted to and just do a little bit of the head and then stuff it and use the you know, the puppet part where you put your hand. You could use that as, you know, a little bag to put goodies in or something like that, and then just tie it off at the bottom. You can do that as well. That's always an option. I want to show you all the options that you can do with this cute little doodad here we're making. What would be easier, probably, is if I pinned it all the way down, or partially, just, you know, putting a little tiny 1/4 inch seam allowance on the inside, folding it over so that there's no raw edge. That's all the way down. And putting them together, and then we're just gonna whip stitch them together. How about that? Okay, I can take that out now. I can just hold that together without the pen being in my way. So you're just going in, or you're not going in and out this way and this, you're whipping it like this. So you're going in one side, out the other, pulling the needle around again, and just doing little tiny stitches. You don't need great big ones, just little tiny stitches. You're not going to see them because they're going to be mainly in the back, and this is a white thread on a light fabric. You're not going to see. And it's easier just to hold it. Once you get closer to the part you're going to be sewing, it's much easier just to hold it. Fold it and hold it. And you got to know when to hold it and when to fold it. When to walk away, when to run. I know my country music. Because I'm a Yankee don't mean I don't know country. My husband played in a band for umpteen million years. I know all them. All right, well, I'm getting close to the end of this thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little knot in it, and we're going to grab up a little bit more thread. So I go through the loop once, through the loop twice, and then pull it, and that knots it. Just like you could do it twice if you want. I'm not gonna. I'm going to go on and go to my next piece of thread. Okay. Don't run out on me now, Flossie. Hey, my Linda Lou, how are ya? Whip it. I'm whipping. I'm gonna whoop it. Oh my goodness gracious. See my minty floss, my minty fresh thread here, girl. This is how I also make my pom-poms with the fur. You know, the little fur pom-poms I make for little knit caps and stuff. I make them with this because it doesn't ever come apart. It's so sturdy. I mean, seriously, get a piece of dental floss and see if you can break it. If you can, then I don't know. You must be Hercules or something. Okay, I'm going to make sure that the knot is inside there, so you don't see that. Get that knot in there. And then I'm just going to keep whipping. Okay, we're just going to speed this up a little bit because I'm just sewing the back up with the minty fresh dental floss. Okay, I'm going to make a knot in this stitch, through the loop once, through the loop twice, like that, and then the last stitch, right down to the bottom. Okay? Ta-da! So this is what we got so far. Cute! We need a little bunny head. So we've got some fiber fill here. I like to take it out and separate it. I like to do this so you don't have all those clumps. I give it a little separation. And it makes it fluffier, like that. Okay, I'm just going to stick that on down in there. The kids are going to love it. They're going to love it. Trust me. They are. Okay, I'm just going to push this down in really, really, really well. All right, this is the front. We need a little more stuffing, I think, in my opinion. We need a little bit of a fatter head here. Like that. Okay. And we're going to take that rubber band once again, and we're going to let it, put it to good use. Stick it down in there. And we're going to rubber band the neck. And we're going to leave this one on because we're going to cover it with ribbon. So how cute would this be? You could, with this fabric, you could make the little peeps. If you had a pattern, you can get those easy online, those patterns for the peeps or any of the bunnies that you see, like at you could take that Dollar Tree bunny and put it down as a pattern and cut yourself out a little pattern to sew together. How cute would that be for the kiddos, right? All right. Okay, I have a little hot glue here. I'm just going to take this ear where the seam is back here, and I'm just going to give it a little dab around, just around the edge here, and just pinch it together. Just like that. So you don't see the inside of the seam. Ain't you cute? Cutie. Cutie patootie. And you can kind of, you know, shape it a little bit. Like if you want the front of the head to be more prominent, like I do, like that, kind of squish it a little bit and make it more bunny shaped, right? And you know what, too? What I wanted to do is leave one. I'm going to take one of these rubber band twists out because I want to be able to get my finger up in there. I do. So that I can do this. Kind of, if it's for a small child, which this is small. This is a smaller one than the big one that I made from the washcloth. I can get my finger in there. I can make it like a, yeah, like a little puppet, you know, like that. But the kids' hands are tiny, you know, they can get their fingers up in there easier. So this is for them. It doesn't have to necessarily fit me. This one does. This one's bigger because I didn't fold it first. Okay, I just did the ears and then I seamed it up so it was bigger all over. So this, my finger fits up in there just fine. And a child's finger will too, but I'm just saying, this is more on the smaller scale. What was I going to do next? I know. I was going to take a little bit of this. I have a little pink, just a little pink. We're going to put it on the inside of the ear here. Just a little dab. I'm going to turn the ear this way so I can get to it. Just put a little bit of that pink. See if it'll work on this. Oh yeah. This is just pink ink from Hobby Lobby. This is the Brilliance, Dewdrop Brilliance brand. And it is, this is I think the Poppy if I'm not mistaken. Pearlescent Poppy. I stand corrected. Okay, we've got a little pink in that part of the ear. Just a little dab of Pearlescent Poppy. It just makes the inside of the ear look, you know, pinkish. You know what, too? I might put some rosy cheeks on that other one because we didn't do that. We're going to do it on this one. Little rosy cheeks. Let's do it on this one, too. Yeah. I knew there was something. No lipstick. Gotta put some makeup on you. See? Cute. All right. So that's all we needed there. Now, my question is, what do we want to do here? What do we want to do? I'm just going to cut a little section off here. And I'm going to put a little lace around the neck just to cover the rubber band nicely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right up on that rubber band in the back part so it doesn't slip down, because it will. I'm do with my finger protectors. I probably put them all away. Like that. If, oh, there's not much lace on this, guys. So, just so you know. See if I can make a little shoelace bow at the neckline. That would be cute. Just a little lacy bow. Ha ha ha. Cute. That is cute. How cute would these be in the Easter bunny, in the Easter baskets? Now, if you were to take and do the exact same thing you did at the top with the bunny ears, and you made two little tinier like that, you would be able to fill this part up with candy, okay? Fill it up, and then you would fold this back like this, and then those two little things would be the arms or the hands for the bunny, and the candy would be in there. Does that make sense? You would just fold it up, and you could tie it around the neck with the ribbon. So that's another thing you can do. You can make this a candy bunny for the holder for the Easter basket. Another thing that you can do with these, and I think this is a long time ago, but a lot of you will remember what do they call Boo Boo Bunny? Remember Boo Boo Bunny? Do you know why they called him Boo Boo Bunny? Who remembers Boo Boo Bunny? Did you guys ever have a Boo Boo Bunny? And if you did, tell me in the comments. Let me know if you have ever had a Boo Boo Bunny, and what did Boo Boo Bunny? What made it a Boo Boo Bunny? Tell me. All right. So what I'm going to do here next is I'm going to stain. I just made some avocado stain. So I'm going to stain me some roses. I'm going to go get some more as soon as they go on sale at Hobby Lobby. I think I might put a little rose right in between. Instead of the crown, I think I'm going to just do a cute little rose right in the middle. Here, this is just one of my last, I coffee stained this one, but the avocado stain turns kind of pink. It's really pretty, but ouch, that went right through. the 2 ears. Oh gosh, Susie, tell you what, if I can get burned, I'll do it. You made boo-boo bunnies when your sisters were little. You remember? Yes, ice goes inside the bunny. Yes, and you can just cut, hold it with a rubber band, or you can put ribbon and tie it in there. But you can put elastic in here and make it elastic, and then you put the ice in there and you put that on the boo-boo, right? Right? That's what's boo-boo bunny. And so whenever the child gets a skin knee or whatever, you put the little bit of ice on the boo-boo. So that's why it's called boo-boo bunny. Anyway, so I might not use this one. I used it for the other bunny, so I think I'm gonna hold off on that. But we're gonna make a face real quick. Face is really easy. I'm just gonna take which one? I got all of my little bits of yarn in here. Who remembers this olive jar that I had some time ago? We finally finished. I bought this for my son-in-law, Nick the Greek. He loves his Greek olives. But I got a little bit of black here. I think I'm going to make some little tiny, you know what? I don't know if the black would look good with that. Let me see. I see that little bit of brown in there. I see a little brown. I'm trying to get to it. I have to go through all of these little tiny yarn balls to get to it, but I am going to get to it. I'll fix that later. But that's where I'm storing all my little bits of yarn. See, this is a perfect example of how you can use your little bits of yarn. Don't throw them away, because you can use them for stuff like this. In my attempt to get organized here, I say attempt. I'm going to try and get this through this hole with a little bit of hot glue, just a dab to make it stiff. That's what I do. And I just kind of, like, the end of a shoelace. And put it right on through that hole. This is not working. Maybe I had a bigger needle. Let's try this needle. A bigger eye. Seems like it. I'm going to cut it like at an angle. See if that helps. I like to do the face, the eyes and the nose, so you can see how that's done. It's not that hard. And if I should have had this all ready to go, and then I wouldn't be struggling. Who knew? Who would have thunk it, right? Okay. Who said a little prayer for me? I felt it. All right. Okay, so we've got to make a knot at the bottom. Okay. A little knot. Okay. Well, we want the eye to be right about here. And then we're going to go right across to the other side and make another one. But we've got this knot, and we're going to start it right here and go to the other side. Try to make it straight across as you can. Where you want the other eye to be. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it through, if it'll go through, that is. You're going to pull it through all of that stuff, okay? And you're going to go, see when you pull it, what it does, it makes like a little indent. Pull it nice and tight. You're going to go in right next to that stitch, real close to it. Actually, you're going to go real close to it, go right back to that eye over here, that knot that you made, right? You got to keep poking it. You'll get there. Pull it through to the other knot again. And what you're going to do is a little, they call it a French knot, this. Okay, you're going to go close to the knot with your needle. You're going to wrap your needle around once, twice, put it back in through and go right on back to that other eyeball, that other indent that you just made. It's called a French knot. Like if you ever do any kind of hand embroidery or stitching, that's what that's called. And it just makes a little bit of an eye, of a little, they call it a French knot. We're going to do the same thing on this side now. We got it going nice and tight. Make it indented. We're going to do a French knot. 1, 2. Put it through the hole and back to the other eyeball. We're going to do this a couple of times so that that one eyeball, see, the one eyeball started with a knot. This one didn't. So we gotta make this eyeball the same size. Does that make sense to anybody besides me? Okay, there we go. Oh, looks pretty good. I don't know. Do we need to do that or not? Is it about the same size? I think it is. It looks pretty good. Yeah. Let's go back one more time. We'll do one more little French knot over here just to make it nice and even. Have you ever done any stitching of any kind like that? It's fun. I made a sampler pillow one time. My daughter made fun of me. Oh, she still calls it my sampler. I still have it. And she didn't like that. She didn't like my sampler. It was an ABC sampler pillow. It had flowers and all kinds of fun things. I learned how to do cross stitch. It was fun. All right, so now you're going to take your needle, right? And you're going to go right in where the nose, where you want your nose to be. And you're going to push it right in the middle like this. What time is it? Oh, I got about 4 minutes. I'm going to try and finish this best I can. Okay? And you're going to make your biggest stitches. You're going to do a whip stitch now. You're going to make a nose, your biggest stitches at the top, and your smallest stitches at the bottom of the nose. Okay? Okay, there's your first stitch. Your first whip stitch. And it's hitting that stuffing on the inside, and that's what's making it so hard to pull through. So a needle nose plier is a nice thing to have in your arsenal for that kind of thing. If your hands are not as strong as they need to be, like mine, a little needle nose plier will fill the bill. Don't break your needle. Get yourself some good stainless steel needles, okay? Okay, so I got 2 stitches. I'm going to do 2 more. These are going to be a little smaller. Just a little smaller, whip stitched. And it's going to come out the mouth part. This will be the last one for the nose. Teeny tiny one at the bottom, so it kind of goes in the shape of an upside down triangle. You can make it any shape you want, and if you wanted to, you could get some thinner thread, and you could use like a template and make any shape you want, like a heart shape or anything you want. Okay, so now I'm going to go down where the mouth would be, right about here, right straight down from the nose, like this. And we're going to make that little, that little indent that goes down from the nose right here. See what we're doing here? I'm going to go up in the right where the end of that triangle is, like this. Okay, you guys could make these for your Easter baskets. They'd be so cute, so fun. Look at that. And then I'm going to make just a little tiny mouth, 2 more stitches. That's all I need here. 2 more stitches. There we go. She said. And one on this side. And then you don't even have to make a knot. See how cute that is? Look at that cute little face. Isn't that sweet? Then you don't have to make a knot. All you have to do is run your yarn, whatever you have, your thread, up through that foam that you have in there. Just bring it anywhere. You pick a spot. Just bring it on through. You don't even have to make a knot. Just bring it through, and it's never going to work its way out of there. It's never going to come out. Make sure this is loose enough, like that. And then you take your scissor and cut it as close as you can. Don't want to cut your fabric. Just cut it as close as you can. See, you can still see that little bit of thread. Just pull it, and it disappears. Bye-bye. She's adorable, isn't she? I love her. And you could put a little crown on her if you want. I have all kinds of totally dazzled crowns. You could put a crown on her. You could put a little piece of jewelry on her, a little brooch. How cute would that be? If you have an embroidery machine like I do, you can embroider the names on them. So many options. So many options, you guys. Look at this. You could stuff this part and sew it at the bottom. Oh, and another thing I was thinking about doing is putting this over this little thing I'm going to put the candy in. And then I was thinking about these little doll shoes. How cute would this be if you put the bunny over top of this? I don't know if I have time for this, but you put the bunny over the creamer thing like this, and your little shoes, you know, you could put them through dowels like that. I got an idea. I think I glue them together like this, then put them up through here, and then that way they'd stand like this. How cute would that be, right? Little bunny shoes. You can get those at Hobby Lobby in the doll section. Anyway, guys, go make yourself some bunnies. Go stitch and stuff some bunnies. Go stitch and stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. And I will see you again real soon. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Love you all. Bye, guys.
Do ba 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 do boo do a boo ba do boo boo ba do a do ba do ba do a do ba do ba do 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 a do ba do ba do